This is following our first press conference on 19 July 2012 in regards to the financial mismanagement and misappropriation of funds which occurred in Maju Institute of Educational Development, MIED, and Asian Institute of Medicine, Science and Technology, AIMS University. To date, after 5 days of our PC, no response whatsoever has been received from Malaysian Indian Congress, MIC. As such, we are now duty-bound to expose the very first evidence of this financial mismanagement. Okay, we spoke about many things on the PC the other day. The one that I'm going to speak about today particularly is about the profitable cafeteria services for AIMS University, worth about 10 million a year, which was run by AIMS University themselves, was outsourced to a third party, resulting in loss in income to AIMS University. This contract was allegedly awarded directly without any open tender to a company which belongs to a MIC youth leader. Now, I'll give you the details. Until 31st December 2006, AIMS University was carrying the business of the cafeteria, catering food for students and staffs on their own. They were doing it on their own, registering a revenue of 3.2 million for the year ended 2006. This service was, however, abruptly ended and outsourced to this company by the name of Jaya Cafe Holdings Sdn Bhd. Jaya Cafe Holdings Sdn Bhd, without any open tender, on 5th of July 2007. It was outsourced to them. This particular company, Jaya Cafe Holdings Sdn Bhd, is owned by Mr. J. Dinagaran, the current National MIC Youth Treasurer, and also the current Penang MIC Youth Leader. He's the current treasurer for MIC Youth National and also the Penang Youth Leader, Mr. J. Dinagaran, was awarded to the company on the 5th of January 2007. But you see, as per the company search that we have done, Mr. J. Dinagaran and 3 more directors of the company, including his brother and 2 other persons, was appointed as a director of the company on the 3rd of January, the same year. 3rd January, they were appointed to the company. 5th January, the award letter was issued to them within 2 days. Okay? You see, Jaya Cafe Holdings recorded a total revenue of 20.4 million. 20.4 million for year 2007, 2008, and 2009, which means that AIMS University has lost this revenue. This revenue was supposed to go to AIMS University, but it was outsourced. Now, what was the basis of letting go such lucrative contract, in-house contract, and outsourcing it to a third party, which belongs to the MIC youth leaders at the company without any open tender? That is number 1 I'm talking about. Number 2, the same Jaya Cafe Holdings Sdn Bhd was only allowed to rent an area of 1,224 square feet. However, they were found to have occupied an area of 8,652 square feet, while paying the rent only for the 1,224 square feet. They were given 1,224 square feet area to run the cafe. But they were occupying 8,652 square feet, but only paying rent for 1,224 square feet. See, the rental collected was only 151,470 for the 3 years, 2007, 2008, and 2009. But if you calculate the actual rent that was supposed to be collected, it is 1,019,079. Collected only 151,470. Actual supposed to be collected is 1,019,079, which means AIMS University has lost rental income for the 3 years of 867,609 ringgit. This is what they have lost. Now, I want to know whether the amount has been collected. The amount that was not collected, has it been collected? And what was the action taken? This is a breach of contract. You are given an area, but you breach it, and you don't pay rent for that, and what happens to that? Now, the third one, Jaya Cafe Holdings Sdn Bhd has overclaimed has overclaimed a total of close to 500,000 ringgit for 2 years, 2007 and 2008 for the cafe services. They have overclaimed. Now, what is the action taken by MIC, MIED aims to recover this amount? Now, I will show you the evidences one by one of all the things that I've spoken about. Number one, this is the award letter given to Jaya Cafe Holdings Sriram Berhad, dated 5th January 2007. If you see, it was signed by the chairman of MIED Capital, Tan Sri M. Mahalingam, 5th January 2007, and subsequently you can see the acknowledgement. It was accepted by Jaya Cafe Holdings, signed by Mr. J. Dinagaran. This is the extract from company search to show who is the director of Jaya Cafe. If you look at director number 4, Dinagaran Analaki Jayabalan, who is the MIC youth leader. And you see the date that he became a director on the 3rd of January 2007. And the contract was awarded on the 5th of January 2007. This is one evidence. Now, what I'm going to show you next is an extract from the audit report. This audit was conducted by MIC themselves. I'm not going to name the auditor at this point of time. Let them come back and deny it. Then I will name the auditor. As of now, I'll show you the extract. You see, this is one of the report. I have circled it in red. The auditor themselves said, no, this is what the auditor said. We cannot understand why the said profitable operation of AIMS was ceased in January 2007 and outsourced to Jaya Cafe. This is what the auditor said. Even they don't understand why. Now, the total revenue is there. You know, the gross profit, as what the auditor has put here, gross profit ratio to turnover is 66%. Imagine, your profit is 66%. That means that the revenue which was recorded 20 million for 3 years, you take 60%, sudah berapa? Sudah berapa? It's about 12 million profit which was let go by AIMS University, given to Jaya Cafe. I don't know under what circumstances. You know what the auditor recommended? The auditor recommended MIED Capital should consider taking back the business from Jaya Cafe. This is what the auditor says. Now they are recommending them to take back the business. But I don't know what happened after that. Was there anything done? Because until to date, until this moment, Jaya Cafe is still holding the contract. Now, this is about the rent. Just now I spoke about the rent. Okay, I'll give it to you later. Okay, this is the overclaim. If you look at this also from the audit report, Jaya Cafe claimed for 1,200 students, where in actual fact there were only 1,081 students. They have overclaimed for 119 students. For an example, I'm taking for 1 month. But this is total, you know. Total for the year, this overclaim. You see, this letter dated 18 May 2009 by the auditor. I have actually omitted the name of the auditor. By the auditor to the chairman of MIED Capital, Dato Professor Dr. T. Marimutu, confirming the overclaim amount, which comes to about 500,000 ringgit. This is the letter. Confirming, you know. So with all these evidences that we have put forward today, now what is the answer by MIC? Golden silence for the past 5 days. So we have put forward this first evidence. I'm telling you, this is the first evidence. Now I want them to come back and answer me. What was the action taken on all these things that we have actually spoken about today? You see, all these are criminal breach of trust. CBT. What happened? Why no action taken on this? And we want to know what is the action taken. We'll give them a few more days to come back to us before we put forward further evidences of financial mismanagement in AIMS University and MIED.
So you mentioned just now that the audit was done by MIC.
Yeah.
You mean the auditor was appointed by MIC?
That's right.
The auditor is an external auditor appointed by MIC or
Yeah.
an internal auditor?
External auditor company appointed by MIC themselves. Yeah. You see, remember in 2010 when the issue actually blew up, So everybody was seeming to be doing something about it. So MIC also tried to show people that they were doing something by appointing an auditor. Audit report came out, but nothing was done. Nothing was done. Totally nothing was done.
MalaysiaKini.com.
Malaysia Kini.
For the Malaysia Kini,